Assalamualaikum. Today my topic is critical appreciation. Now I start. A critical appreciation of literature involves analyzing and evaluating a piece of writing, such as a novel, poem, or play. To write a critical appreciation, you should start by reading the work carefully and taking notes on your observations and impressions. Pay attention to the author's use of language, imagery, and literary devices, as well as the work's themes, characters, and plot. Next, you should consider the historical and cultural context in which the work was written. Research the author's life, the time period in which the work was written, and any literary movements or influences that may have shaped the work. Once you have a good understanding of the work, you can begin to form your thesis or main argument about it. This could be an analysis of the author's use of symbolism and evaluation of the work's themes, or a discussion of how the work reflects its historical context. Once you have a good understanding of the work, you can begin to form your thesis or main argument about it. This could be an analysis of the author's use of symbolism and evaluation of the work's themes, or a discussion of how the work reflects its historical context. When writing your critical appreciation, be sure to include evidence from the text to support your claims. Use quotes and examples from the work to illustrate your points. Also, be sure to consider different perspectives and interpretations of the work and acknowledge any limitations or weaknesses in your analysis. Lastly, be sure to proofread your work for any grammatical errors and to make sure that your ideas flow smoothly. Write an essay on the functions of figures of speech. Figures of speech are literary devices that are used to enhance the meaning and impact of language. They add interest, emphasis, and clarity to written and spoken communication. One of the main functions of figures of speech is to create imagery and add sensory detail to writing. For example, similes and metaphors are used to make comparisons and create visual images in the mind of the reader. The phrase, "Her eyes were like stars," creates a vivid image of bright, shining eyes, while the metaphor, "Time is a thief," paints a picture of time sneaking in and stealing something away. Another function of figures of speech is to create emphasis and emphasis. Hyperbole and exaggeration are used to emphasize a point or add drama to a situation. The phrase, "I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse," exaggerates the speaker's hunger to emphasize how famished they are. Similarly, personification is used to give human-like qualities to inanimate objects or abstract concepts, making them more relatable and easier to understand, such as the wind whispered secrets to me. Figures of speech also add musicality and rhythm to language, making it more pleasant to listen to and read. Alliteration, assonance, and onomatopoeia are examples of figures of speech that create sound patterns and musicality in language. For example, the she thinks she cat she thinks she catched. I don't understand. The she thinks she said and thus and thus the sitting she sufficeth as uses alliteration to create a sense of movement and sound. Lastly, figures of speech can be used to add humor and wit to language. Irony, punch, and sarcasm are examples of figures of speech that can be used to add a comedic touch to written or spoken communication. The phrase, "I'm so good at math, I can count a potato," is an example of a pun using the word potato to make a play on words. In conclusion, figures of speech are an essential part of language and have multiple functions in written and spoken communication. They create imagery, add emphasize, create musicality and rhythm, and add humor and wit. They are a powerful tool for writers and speakers to convey their message effectively and to add interest and depth to their communication.